And moving on to the markets in Nigeria, we did see the NSE All-Share Index today decline ever so slightly to 33,334 points. This is bringing the year-to-date change to 18.78%. On the gainers chart today, we did see like Dangote Flour rise, though we saw Dangote Cement also moving up 2.6%. Zenith Bank was up 1.9% as well. While on the flip side, we did see losers in Skybank, ETI, Nigerian Breweries, and FCMB. Joining us in the studio to give us some perspective on the market from Enterprise Capital Partners, Rotimi, it's good to have you on our show today. I think a very important place to start. Sterling Bank's numbers that were released recently, we did see profits up significantly by 91% for the first quarter, and after the full year results were released. And I'm wondering your thoughts about the sentiment for banking stocks in the context of all these results, because we're seeing some positive numbers, we're seeing some very good dividend yields in some cases, but yet we see the market for banking stocks trending somewhat sideways.
Well, I think it's basically because of the mindset that investors had already had before now. If you notice the trend of events, practically before now, we've seen a lot of activities in the banking sector.
Yeah.
So a lot of investors that actually bought into that sector in anticipation of high dividend yield and at the same time capital appreciation, which have been satisfied in both ways. And now a lot believe as well that it is better you do it one at a time, whereby you buy, you actualize your profits, and you come out.
Right.
Even
so
as you may come back for the investment.
Mentality right now. Is that your point?
There's more of trading
but
mentality.
What does that say about the market? Does that mean that people are beginning to get a bit cautious about the long-term prospects?
Well, I think the long-term prospect is still very much there. But the most important, if you look critically, it is mostly those foreign investors who had earlier bought that are selling now.
Right.
And for Nigerians, this is the time that they're announcing that yes, this thing is real. Take for instance the stock of Skybank.
Yeah.
Skybank is doing a dividend of 50 kobo. That's about 8.3% dividend yield. And
which is very good.
Which is very good.
In the context of where even money market rates are.
Exactly. And looking critically at the results, you see that there is a good leap from where it used to be before and now. So when you look at these two put together, is with everyone in the market ought to go to rest and say there is no cause for alarm. So the local investors are buying very much now, which was the fear that we initially had, that should the foreign portfolio investors be selling, who is going to take it and the market is going to go down. But we thank God that as at this time, we have enough capacity from the local investors to absorb what is happening. So there is really no cause for alarm. Whoever they may be selling now, definitely they're going to come back. And when they come back, they are most likely to meet it at the price that is sold.
Right. But what about UBA? UBA is down 9% today. So we've seen a lot of volatility in that stock in particular. That's one of the companies that is yet to release results. Of course, we're still expecting from FBN Holdings as well, which is the holding company that holds First Bank. So your thoughts, maybe starting with UBA, your impression of the volatility we're seeing in that stock?
For UBA, I think it's still almost the same thing. Like when Diamond Bank released their results, it resulted in a downturn in the market. Virtually all the banking stocks were coming down. Now, when they saw the first quarter, things changed again. And as at that time, we saw UBA trading as low as about 649 kobo. So when it got to almost 7 naira, 649, yes, when it got above 7 naira, a lot of people came out.
Right.
And because of the delay in the release of the results, people can choose to be allow anxiety to set in, and that is what we are seeing now. So that apprehension is what is making them to sell.
Okay.
It is surprising that maybe by the time they release results, there's every likelihood that we're going to have the tide turn once again.
And for the insurance companies, ICO, it was rallying recently, now falling back again. Today, we saw share price down about 7.6%.
Well, I think for now, we have a lot of traders in the market, people who are actually coming in. And what makes that beautiful for them now is the fact that there is a 10% margin that the stock can go within a day, either upward or downward. So if on day one, you buy a stock and it moves up by 10%, on day two, it moves up maximum again by about 10%, you have every good reason to sell.
Yeah.
So that is the exact thing that is playing out in the market now, especially in the case of ICO as well.
Okay, and Dangote Cement, that also being quite volatile. We're expecting the results for that stock as well. It seems anytime the Dangote Cement moves up, like today, and actually the correction on the update earlier, the market actually moved slightly higher, not slightly lower today. But Dangote Cement, your thoughts on that stock in particular? We're still expecting the numbers.
Well, I think with increased capacity, we expect that the results will be better than what it was last year. Because I remember sometimes it made mention of the fact that very shortly they're going to go into exports of cement. And the figures we have now, we don't really know whether that is actually until we get the auditor report. So if that is the case, then people have every good reason to. And for the fact that though the stock is highly active in the market, but at the same time, the quantum available for trading is not as much as every other stock. Dangote Cement has a share in issue of about 17 billion. And what concentrated in one hand is over 15 billion.
Right.
So what is left for others is not as much as for them to throw around. And for the price that we have it now is quite high. And people would rather say, let me hold, rather than sell and bolt out. So I think basically there is a lot of expectation from the result. People believe that having released that of Dangote Sugar, at least the one for Dangote Cement should be coming around. So it won't be surprising if it remains stagnant tomorrow, if eventually by tomorrow or before the end of the week, we see the result being released. So I think we may really see it either way tomorrow.
All right, so quick wrap on, you're saying it seems like a trader's market right now. Which stocks do you think one should be looking at? Maybe considering those that are sliding right now, maybe the likes of UBA, the likes of ICO perhaps, because people are talking about the insurance sector now.
Well, I think for now, I think UBA is still good to go. Likewise, Sky, because of the dividend content.
So we should buy up UBA now ahead of the release of the results, and hope for no negative surprises.
Well, that used to happen in the past, but I believe they are turning a new leaf this year.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. Thank you so much, Rotimi, for joining us. Rotimi Fakayejo from Enterprise Capital Partners.